Hi, welcome to a wet day in London, and I'm down on the river. You can see the city behind me here, Canary Wharf and all of those buildings. We've got lots and lots of river, but I'm not here to see the river. I'm here to go to the restaurant at the OXO Tower. You can see the OXO Tower above my head here on this shot. And this restaurant has a lot of history, but it's raining so much, I'm going to go inside and talk about that in there. Okay, so this restaurant is located on the 8th floor of this building. So the only way you can get there is up the lift. Here we are inside the restaurant and it's starting to fill up even though it's really early. I thought there'd be nobody here, but it's actually rammed. And this building's got a lot of interesting history behind it. So it was first built in 1900 as a power station for the Royal Mail, which is the delivery service in the UK. Now that closed down around the late 1920s and was purchased by the OXO brand, the people who make the small OXO Cubes that you put into your meal to give it some extra flavour. Now, at that point, there were really strict advertising rules on the Thames, which this building is overlooking. In fact, there still are. So you won't see big hoardings with McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that along the Thames because they don't want to spoil the aesthetic of the river. Now, in order to advertise the OXO brand and to be quite clever, the owners instructed a designer to build a tower at the top of this building and put three windows in, one with an O, one with an X and one with an O. So when it's illuminated, it says the word OXO. So it wasn't breaching the rules, but it still advertised the brand. So quite a clever way, and that still exists today, that tower. Now this building was exited by OXO after World War II and went into disrepair and was occupied by squatters. So it really wasn't a very nice part of London, it was quite run down. In the 1980s, there was a regeneration project and developers wanted to buy the building, demolish it and put lots of apartments here. But local residents clubbed together and bought it to save the building. And then since then, it's been taken over by office space and art projects, and architects have come and redesigned it. And at the top floor here, we've got this amazing restaurant, which is now run by Harvey Nichols, the department store, who own very flash department stores all across the UK and some overseas, similar to Selfridges. So they have a very high-end restaurant in their department store, and they've now got the brasserie here, which I'm eating in, and the restaurant, which is on the other side. So it's all overlooking the river. And I'm here today to sample the set menu because this is an absolute steal. We'll go through the menu in a moment, but you can get such a great saving if you come and have this at lunchtime. We'll go through the savings, but it is amazing. So this is the a la carte menu here, which is really very expensive. So for a starter, you're looking at somewhere between £15 and £20 for a starter. For the main courses, they're between £20 and £35, and the desserts are somewhere in the region of £9 or £10. Now, that's a lot of money. If I was having a three-course meal here, paying those sort of prices, I'd probably be looking to pay up to £100, including drinks. But really interestingly, they've got an amazing set menu, which they give you 3 courses plus a gin cocktail, which the gin cocktails here are £14.50 each. Add that onto the cost of the meal, we're talking about £100. You can get this set menu for £35. It's an absolute bargain. And the portions are the same, the food is the same, it's exactly the same things that are on the a la carte menu. It's just an amazing deal. The starters have now arrived, as has my gin cocktail. So £14.50 for this. Let me have a little taste. Ooh, tastes quite strongly of gin. Ooh, I think I'll give that one to the cameraman. This is my starter, which is called Harlequin Squash, and I think the presentation's absolutely fantastic. Just look at that. So we've got char-grilled squash with pear, which has been very finely sliced on a bed of salad. It's got a really nice dressing, some nuts. It looks amazing. So let me just have a taste of what this is like. Take some of the squash. Got to take some of this. This pear, wow, look, it's so thinly sliced. presume you have to have some sort of machine to be able to slice it that thinly. Really incredible. Or maybe if you're a skilled chef, you can do that. It's got some nuts on here and some dressing. Just get a little bit of everything. It looks really appetizing. I think they've done a great job in the presentation. Wow, the squash is warm, as is the pear, so it's not hot, it hasn't been freshly cooked, but it's still warm, really tasty. The sauce, it's like a peanutty satay type sauce. The vegetables, the salad's really fresh. Let me just have another bit of this because it's so delicious. That's incredible. That is really, really tasty. Now, I've got a treat for you because the cameraman has said I can have some of their bruschetta. Here's the bruschetta. Looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I like the different colours here. Presentation's fantastic. Not too large. I think the squash is quite a big dish. This looks great. It's on a little toasted piece of sourdough. So I'll get some of the pesto sauce, a little bit of the burrata on the top, tomato. Looks great. I mean, it looks really appetizing. This tastes really fresh. If you've had fresh produce and you've been to Italy and had bruschetta, it tastes just like this, where you've got fresh basil, you've got all the pesto's obviously been made by the chef, it's not out of a bottle. Oh, that's really nice. It's got a slight little zing to it afterwards as well once you've eaten it. That was delicious. So both of these starters are amazing. I think the presentation's great, the taste is good, the quality of the produce is top class. So it's a really good start for this set menu. The main course has now arrived. I have to say it hasn't disappointed. It does look great. This is roasted harissa cauliflower with a yogurt dressing and some hazelnuts. It does look incredible. And I think for a vegetarian main course dish, it looks pretty sizable as well. Let me take off some of this cauliflower. I can feel the heat coming off this dish. Get some of the yogurt. Make sure I get some of the hazelnuts as well. It does look very appetizing. Wow, that's incredibly tasty. The cauliflower has been roasted, so it's quite soft. It's really quite succulent. And then the harissa paste, if you've had harissa before, slightly spicy, not particularly spicy. It's not like a super hot chili, but it does give a little bit of a kick. So it's got a really rich texture, really rich flavour to it. And then the yogurt just complements that quite well. If you've had spicy food with yogurt, you'll know that it adds a little bit of sort of coolness to it. That's super tasty. That's really incredibly good. Now, the cameraman has allowed me to have some of their seabream. So let me just change my knife and fork. Get a clean knife and fork. Now this looks really good. So this is served with a bit of celeriac and some grapes. Really crispy outer skin. Have a look underneath. So yeah, the fish looks really nice. Super white. Nice sauce, good dressing. So let's take a little bit off the tail here. Get one of these grapes, a bit of this sauce. Looks great. It's a really delicate flavour, so the skin has been cooked to perfection, so it gives it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture, and then the fish itself is just melt in the mouth, really delicious, really high quality, and the sauce gives it a little bit of flavour, but that is also a delicious dish. Now you can see that doesn't come with any sides, so that's one of the things about the set menu, is that you only get the main courses here, you don't get any sides, you have to pay extra for those, but I decided not to pay extra because you get 3 courses plus the cocktail for £35, so I think that's probably enough food for me. So I'm going to crack on and eat the rest of my dish. I'm not going to eat this one because this is the cameraman's, and I'll see you for the dessert. The desserts have now arrived, and this does look fantastic. It's a rosemary and lime creme brulee, it's cold, with a vanilla shortbread. This looks incredible. I do like a creme brulee. Now it's got to have a crisp top. Basically with a creme brulee, it's a custard, essentially a flavoured custard, with some sugar on top, which is then burned with one of those burners, and to make it a crisp top. So if it isn't crisp, I won't be happy. It is crisp. So you can see here, you see the lovely bit of custard, and then we've got this nice caramelised top. That custard's really, really soft, so I'm used to it being a bit harder than that. It does taste really strongly of rosemary. So initially, I thought it just tasted of custard. The aftertaste, very much rosemary, a little hint of lime, not a lot of lime. Just let me have a little bit more of that because that is really delicious. I'll have it with my vanilla shortbread like a little sandwich. Here we go. That's really good, but there's a lot of it. Put that on side for a second because I've now got this amazing pistachio and chocolate. They're calling it a financier. It's basically like a really fancy tart. You can see it's got this bottom bit is hard, which is the pistachio, and then we've got these chocolate swirls, and then we've got really thin chocolate pieces with the OXO logo on there, and the nice little berry compote on the side. So it does look amazing. Wow. Help that on. Wow. Let's have a little bit of the compote. The bottom layer is like a pistachio cake, very light, really flavoured, and then this is a really strong chocolate ganache, really nice dessert. If you like chocolate, this will be right up your street. So I'm going to give this back to the cameraman. I'm going to now get back to my creme brulee. I'll see you outside for the bill. Okay, so I've now finished my meal at the OXO Tower Brasserie. So what was it like? What's my opinion? Well, I have to say, this place is really good. If you're coming to London and you're looking for a flash restaurant with great views that serves amazing food, then this could very much be top of your list. So I came here and did the set menu. And the reason for that is because you get the same food, the same quality, the same dishes, in fact, for a much lower price. And that's a no-brainer to me. Why would I come here and pay double for something that I can get for half price? So what was the food like itself? Well, firstly, I'd say the restaurant is fantastic. It's light and airy. It's got really high ceilings. It's got floor-to-ceiling glass. Amazing views over the river. It was a bit rainy today, so but even with the rain, we could still see lots of different landmarks. So it's a great place to come. The service was really good. The staff really friendly, really polite, really happy to help. Even they saw me filming my meal, and everybody was very happy and making sure that everything was going really well. So that was great. In terms of the deal itself, well, I got 3 courses for £35, which was basically less than half the price it would have cost if I was paying off the a la carte. And on top of that, I got a gin cocktail, which was priced at £14.50 on the menu. So it was an absolute bargain. Now, what food did we have? Well, I started off with the roasted squash, which came with sliced pear and some peanut sauce. Absolutely delicious, and it looked amazing. It was like a work of art, really incredible. And there was such a large portion. I've been to restaurants where the main courses were smaller than that portion. So really impressed with the quantity, but more with the quality. It was absolutely top class. The other starter was the bruschetta, which also was really high quality ingredients, really tasty, a nice sized portion. So overall, very happy with both of those starters. For the main course, I had harissa roasted cauliflower. It was massive, absolutely huge. Now, this is another tip if you're coming for these set menus. Sometimes they try to get more money off you by buying sides. So that dish didn't include any sides. I would have had to pay extra for chips or potatoes or whatever it would have been. But I didn't need it because it was such a big portion, and I was having 3 courses. So why did I need to have some extra carbs on the side? I didn't. So if you're coming, don't get fooled into thinking that you need to order lots of sides. You don't. Just take what's on the menu. So I had that. It was absolutely delicious and really filling. The other main course we had was seabream, really cooked well, had a lovely crisp outer skin, really tasty, light meat. Oh, it was just delicious, the whole dish. And then for the puddings, I had a very luxurious lime and rosemary creme brulee, cooked perfectly well, really good. They got the blowtorch on the top to make sure that it got all crispy, really tasted nice, and there was a lot of it. I struggled to finish all of it, there was so much. And then we had this fantastic pistachio and chocolate tart, also very, very tasty. So what was the bill? What did it finally come in at? Well, as I said, the set menu was £35 each, and I didn't have any extras because there were 2 gin cocktails included, plus I had tap water, which is free. So it came to a grand total of £70 plus 13.5% service charge. Not sure why it was 13.5 rather than 12.5 or 15, but it was. So it came to a grand total of £79.45. So just under £40 each, which is expensive. You know, that's not a cheap meal, but this is such a high quality restaurant. This place is run by Harvey Nichols, the department store, which is similar to Selfridges, very high-end department store. And in all of the Harvey Nichols, they have restaurants similar to this, really high standard. So for the quality and the place and the environment, I think it was well worth £40 each. Very good. So what's my overall score for the OXO Tower Brasserie restaurant? Well, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, which is very high. That's one of the highest scores that I've given on the channel. As you know, if I'm giving more than 7.5, it means I would definitely come back. I would come back here in a heartbeat. It is a great restaurant, really good food, great service, great views, definitely recommended. So thank you very much for watching this video all the way through to the end. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please give me a thumbs up for this video, and I'll see you again on the next.